Alright, I got one for you. Little riddle here. Where do numbers go shopping? Where do numbers go shopping? At the Decimall, of course. The Decimall. Get it? Shopping, mall, decimal. Alright, anyway. Speaking of decimals, I'm going to convert them to fractions right now. So, before we do that, let's pick up something maybe we've already learned in Mr. McGinnis's class. What's the first place value after the decimal? It's going to be the tenths. You have to practice these over and over again until you have these memorized, if you don't have them memorized already. Hopefully you do. What's the next one going to be? Tenths, hundredths. It's just like the word hundred. It has a D at the end there. A lot of people forget that, but it's hundredths with a D at the end. And then the last one's going to be thousandths. Tenths, hundredths, thousandths. That's the order. The smallest one actually is thousandths, right? If we said I have 1,000th of a piece of paper, that would be an itty bitty piece of paper compared to 1/10, which would be still pretty small, but you'd be able to see it a lot better than you would the 1,000th. So it's tenth, hundredth, and then thousands. Remember to practice those. So this example right here, this is just showing a 7. So it's the first digit after the decimal point. As we can see over here, that's tenths. So what's the 7 going to be? It's going to be 7 tenths. Just like that. Now this is 2 digits after the decimal. So we look over here at our template. 2 digits after the decimal is hundredths. So we're going to put this number over 100. So it's 67 over 100. This is 3 digits after the decimal. So what does that mean? Well, we got to go to the third digit here. That's thousands. So I'm going to write 101 over 1,000. Alright, so I've got those in. This one, I just wanted to show you this. If we have a whole number, see that whole number there? It's 1. I'm going to bring that 1 right on over there to the other side. I don't have to do anything to that. So that's going to stay a 1. It's the 0.3 that I'm concerned about. The 3, what's that place value? Tenths. So that would be 1 and then 3 tenths. Alright? Alright, so the first one we have right there, that's going to be 4 tenths, correct? So I put 4 tenths. Here's the thing though, this is where the extra part comes in. Since these two numbers, 4 and 10, can both be divisible by 2, we can actually simplify this and make it 2/5. Remember all that stuff we did with greatest common factor where we'd figure out the factors for 4 are 1, 2, and 4, and the factors for 10 are 1, 2, 5, and 10? Well, we're doing that now. We're using that greatest common factor, which in this case, both of them have 2 as a factor, and we're dividing both 4 and 10 by 2, and we get 2/5. I can do the same thing. I'm still going to bring that 1 over. This is going to be 1 and 25 100ths. Again, we can change that fraction though, right? Because both of these numbers end in a 5 or 0. That means they're both divisible by 5. So really I could put that equals 1 and 25 divided by 5 is 5. 100 divided by 5 is going to be, anybody know that one? It'll be 20. And I still have both of these numbers. This is 5 and this is 20. Both of these numbers are actually, the GCF for these numbers is still, it's going to be 5. So I could actually write 5 divided by 5 is 1, and then 20 divided by 5 is 4. And that makes sense, right? If we have 25 cents, that's 1/4 of a dollar. So 1 1/4 is what we end up with in the end. And then this one just takes it to the next level. I have 8. Again, I just bring that 8 right over. That's the easy part. And 175 thousandths. Again, divisibility rules tell me these are both divisible by 5. Now, 175 divided by 5, that's not easy to do mentally, but I know that 5 goes into 100 20 times, and 5 goes into 75 15 times, so I know that 35, 8, and 35, and then I have to do 1,000 divided by 5. Well, that's just like saying 10 divided by 5, that's going to be 2 zeros at the end, so I got to include those. So it'll be 35 over 200. Still divisible by 5, right? So I have that equals 8. And 35 divided by 5 is 7. And 200 divided by 5 is actually going to be, well, let's see. 5 goes into 120 times, so it'll go into 240 times. And I think that will do it, because 7 is a prime number, and I know that nothing, 40 won't have 7 go into it. 7 is not a factor of 40, so that is my final answer.